Hello, everyone. Oh, move my seat in. How are you? Hi. Sorry, I dropped something. Hello, hello, hello. It is that time. I feel like I haven't been here live for a Fertility Hot Seat in weeks. It feels like weeks. Anyway, it's a Fertility Hot Seat. It's a Monday. We're going to do a hot seat. So, do you guys remember how it goes? You request to join me live. Use that button down at the bottom that has a plus sign with a little camera. That's what you're going to oh, here they come. They're already rolling in. Request to join me live. And then at random, I'm going to pick one of you to do a fertility hot seat with, which is basically where I'm going to give you a free 15-minute consult on your case and help you figure out best next steps for you, what to do differently, how to shift things, how to support you. Your only major job is to keep in mind that this is not medical advice. Rather, this is advice based on my 20 years of clinical experience, based on the best-selling fertility books that I have written that are above my head right here, and based on the thousands of women I've helped get and stay pregnant. So I want you to keep all that in mind. And everybody else who's watching, yeah, this is an exciting time. I think everybody learned so much from these, so I always appreciate everybody watching and tuning in. And I also want to say I always appreciate who chooses to come live because it is a big share. It is vulnerable and you're putting yourself out there, and I sincerely appreciate that. As I always say, I think sharing really lifts the shame, but sharing also really calls in so much more support for ourselves and for others. So hats off to all you guys. So let me go in and see. Laura, because I saw you comment on the post yesterday, and then you were on the second I was here, so I want to support that.
Oh,
Hi,
Aimee.
How are you?
Oh, very well, thanks. And you?
I am good, thank you. I am doing well. Yeah, I saw you comment yesterday, and then when I went on live, you were like the first one to pop on. So I was like, when I saw you request, you were my top.
Okay. Sorry for my English because I'm Italian.
It's
I'm
okay.
not English.
It's okay. I don't really speak any Italian, but we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Your English
Okay.
is great. So you want to tell me what's going on and how I can help?
Yes. Okay. In 2003, I have 45 years old.
Okay.
In 2003, I have a miscarriage.
Okay.
With a man who was my husband. Okay. And I had a vesicular mola, complete vesicular mola.
Okay.
Okay, this miscarriage in 2003, and then 1 year later, I have
Methotrexate to get rid of the molar pregnancy. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, for 6 months after this vesicular molar. But the doctors told me that I have the
future fertility, right? Yeah.
I have the same chance to be pregnant, to get pregnant in the future. Okay. But I was never being pregnant again, and then I've tried IVF in 2010. I tried IUI in before the IVF, so in 2008.
Okay.
With no results. And
did you, with the IVF, did you get embryos?
Yes, I have 4 or 5 embryos, all good, and 2 implanted. So I have.
Did you get pregnant or you did not get pregnant?
Not get pregnant.
And then the other 2 you still have on ice, or where are those?
No. The clinic doesn't freeze these eggs.
Okay, so you transferred 2, but they did not take.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And after 18 years, I have a divorce, and then I am with a new man. And after 18 years, I got pregnant in 2018
Okay.
at the age of 41,
Yeah.
naturally pregnant. But I miscarried after 6 weeks. Yes. Okay, this is my story, but I had many visits, many doctors, and all the doctors told me I have a thin endometrial line.
Okay.
And this is the cause that probably this is the cause that I didn't get pregnant.
Okay. Has anyone done a hysteroscopy on you? That's you go under anesthesia and they scrape your uterus. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Did you have that?
But no problems. Only the thin endometrial line.
Okay. And they did that hysteroscopy recently, or when was the last time you had that done?
No, the hysteroscopy was done in 2011.
Okay. I'd maybe ask for another one of those because I know, or at the minimum, an endometrial biopsy to see that there's no uterine infection or retained tissue. Is your period lighter? Does it come regularly?
Yes, regularly. Yes.
Is it lighter or is it?
In the past was lighter, but now is again okay. The flow is okay. The color is red. In the past, I had spotting before period.
Okay.
But now no spotting. And I thought it was because I have a little fibroid. But the doctor told me there is nothing to think about this fibroids because it's too little. And
Okay.
I suspected a polyps or other issues, but the doctors told me there are no issues.
Okay. And
but
what about? Go ahead.
I had many problems with the gut. This is my
okay.
Yes.
So did you get the egg quality diet? Are you looking at it or thinking about doing it?
I've tried to do the egg quality diet, but is
It's hard.
very difficult for me because I was very hungry. I was very hungry. I've changed my diet, but during the day, I have yes, I'm very angry, and for me, it's not enough good, not enough food.
Okay. So you could always eat more. I mean, I talk about that in the book, that you can always increase the amount. But I think the big things, if you're having lots of stomach or gut issues, is gluten, dairy, soy. Are you avoiding those, and sugar?
I had in the past avoid gluten.
Okay.
Soy, I didn't eat soy.
Okay.
But gluten, yes, it was very difficult. Also gluten.
Okay.
I had to avoid, yes, gluten.
Okay.
I think.
I would do that. I would try to focus on the gut healing piece, right? So even if you take pieces from the egg quality diet of just like, okay, I'm going to try to eat this much protein and this much vegetable and avoid these foods to see if that can really help your digestion.
Okay.
I would also consider what's called a miscarriage panel, like a clotting factor panel. I don't know if anyone's done that on you, but if you you DM me on Instagram, like send me a private message on Instagram after we hang up, and I'll send you the link to the miscarriage panel.
Okay.
I would get that looked at. And is your thyroid? Has anyone checked your thyroid?
Yes, I have a low level of TSH,
Okay.
0.4.
Okay.
And but the FT3 and the FT4 are okay.
Okay. Okay. And do you have any symptoms of hyperthyroidism, like raciness or hot, sweaty?
No, I have tachycardia.
You have tachycardia. Okay. And has anyone
Sometimes.
checked have your thyroid antibodies been checked?
Yes, but was okay. We're okay.
And your vitamin D levels?
It is low, very low.
Okay. So I would work on vitamin D, and you have to take it with fat in your stomach. So it's a fat soluble vitamin. You need to take it with fat. I would do, if it's very low, I would do upwards of like 10,000 IUs a day for like a month, then retest it, then adjust. And
Okay.
then when you ovulate, do you see good cervical mucus?
Yes, many.
Okay. So I would also consider, I mean, you should clear this with your doctor, of course, taking a low dose aspirin when in your luteal phase, once you ovulate, taking, we call it a baby aspirin here. It's like 81 milligrams here. I think in Europe, you guys have it like at 100 milligrams or something a day, because that can help with implantation. I would do, I talk about castor oil packs and abdominal gua sha to like improve uterine blood flow and circulation. So I'm gonna, when you message me, I'll write this stuff in there. Castor oil. And I know it's a hysteroscopy is not fun. I have had one myself, but it's been a long time, and the fact that you got pregnant again, which is great, kind of tells me that maybe his sperm's better than your last husband's, or like, I don't know, something shifted there for you too, emotionally probably. But that there could be, like, even though I know they did the hysteroscopy in 2011, but I would have it checked again, at least do an endometrial biopsy to make sure there's no uterine infection. And I do know there's a really good doctor, because I had another Italian girl in Rome. I don't know where you are.
Near Milan.
Milan. Okay. So not too far, but let me see. I'll put his name, AimeeRaupp.com. I know, let me just see, recommended. I'll put his name in the DMs for you.
Thank you.
But he worked with my patient. She was having a lot of miscarriages, but he did a lot of the testing and medication to help her get pregnant. She got pregnant naturally. She was 40, in her mid 40s. And many doctors wouldn't work with her because of her age and told her she just needed IVF with donor eggs. And so maybe getting you to the right doctor too, that would like look at the whole picture. That might be a good piece, because it sounds like too, it was like that molar pregnancy, then the methotrexate for 6 months probably did do a number on the lining, but I feel like you should, this many years later, be able to recover from that. And then obviously you did if you just got pregnant, and it was miscarried at 6 weeks. So we don't know what happened, right? You didn't test the tissue?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
And then where do you stand? Are you thinking about IVF again, or what is your doctor's recommend? No. Okay. So it's either trying naturally or not at all.
Yes.
Okay.
Because my biggest issues now is my gut. That I have many problems because I'm bloating. I'm blurbs, many blurbs, and I've tried also fermented cod liver oil.
Did it give you a bad reaction?
But I have a reaction, yes.
Okay, so it makes me think, so in the egg quality diet, which I wish it was translated into Italian for you, but in that section in the back, I talk about histamine. I would look at that histamine section, because that's probably histamine / SIBO, which is the small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. And I would So I wouldn't do fermented cod liver. I wouldn't do anything fermented. No fermented foods
Ah,
whatsoever. And you just read through that because there's a lot of tips on what to do to kind of lower the histamine load, and then also to go certain low FODMAP foods. It's called low FODMAP, which could really help you heal. It doesn't, none of this, like, and that's the big thing in the egg quality diet too, which I know you know, but I think it's always worth repeating, is none of it's meant to be permanent. It's meant to be for you to learn how your body responds and reacts to foods, and then figure out the best diet for you, right? So I
okay.
would consider looking at low histamine and like low FODMAP diet, and that could probably set you on the right path to absorption and healing your gut, which then ultimately should help the fertility as well, even at 45. But
Okay.
also to think about some of these additional tests to just make sure that when your body's ready, that everything's ready, so you don't have another loss.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay. And the liver, could I take the liver?
Yeah, I would definitely take the liver pills. I mean, I would do fish oil, just not the fermented one. Find another good quality fish oil, you know, where
Okay.
you are, a couple thousand milligrams. I would do fish oil, vitamin D, the liver, a good quality prenatal, probiotics. But if you have SIBO, probiotics could aggravate you. So you might have
Yes.
seen that. Yeah.
In fact, I have problems when I took probiotic because I felt much not better when
Yeah.
I took probiotic.
So I would maybe not take it. There are specific ones for SIBO, or for high histamines, which I also mention in the book, and they're on my website too. That's the only place I would do, is there's like a histamine, but I'm not sure that you can get it in Italy. But you could also see if you can find a doctor over there that would work with you on the gut health and SIBO, especially because that's what it sounds like you have, the small
Mm.
intestine bacterial overgrowth. Or you just play around and like lower the FODMAP foods and go low histamine and see how you start to feel. And I would still really stay away from the gluten and the dairy. And I know you're not eating soy, but like as much as you could, avoid the fermented foods.
Okay. Okay, gluten and dairy also.
I would only be, not saying that you definitely have an issue, only because they're hard to digest. And if you're already having GI issues, it's really smart to like make it as easy on the body as possible. That's how I always say it.
Okay. Okay, okay. Perfect,
And
perfect.
yeah, I would do that. And I would definitely still be on the basics, like the prenatal, a fish oil, the liver, vitamin D, and then the baby aspirin in your luteal phase. If you guys are still actively trying, I would take the low dose aspirins, or it's also called baby aspirin. Um, and then yeah, go to the egg quality diet and read in the back about histamines and SIBO. And I would follow that aspect of the diet where it's you know, and of course if you're hungry, like, you do you and figure out what can work for you. But that's also could be your body's reaction because the bacteria is like screaming for food in the beginning. It might be part of your die off in a sense too, that like you get
Okay.
super hungry because the body's like, no, 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 feed me. And it wants that like carby, starchy, sugary stuff to help it continue to live.
Yes, in fact, Amy, I have problems with the craving of
Yeah.
sweetness, yeah.
Hmm.
Yes, because after any meals,
Yeah, you need it.
I have to eat some sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, that's because it's actually that. It's the bacteria craving energy. And so I would think about like fruit would be probably the best choice, but also go on the low FODMAP fruits. And someone's saying, what about bone broth? Yeah, no, it's definitely healing for SIBO, but you do have to watch the histamine when it comes to bone broth. So I think it's a good question, and I talk about how to manage that in the egg quality diet book, because we see histamine issues a lot. We see SIBO issues a lot. And when you have the egg quality diet, like if you have the book, go to the resources page, because I have the SIBO restricted foods in there too. Like I have a lot of information in there to support you on the SIBO. So SIBO, when I say SIBO, I mean small intestine bacterial overgrowth, and then
Yes, yes,
low FODMAP. You got me. I'm like
yes.
jumping around, but that's almost like I would focus on that and like you just starting to feel better. But then at the same time, if whoever that doctor is that told you your lining is thin, I would see if you can go back to them for even just the endometrial biopsy, just to make sure. You can say, I want to rule out any uterine infections, is what we would say. And then also, I'll give you the name of that other doctor in Rome that perhaps could be helpful to you.
Okay, okay, thank you, Aimee. And for the bone broth, I've tried to eat bone broth to drink, but my cholesterol is high. Is there any problem?
No, high
No.
cholesterol is usually a sign of inflammation and poor digestion and malnourishment. So we only absorb about 20% of dietary cholesterol. So it really has a very little impact on our blood cholesterol. I'd more think about inflammation. So I'd think about like the fish oil to lower the inflammation. There's also a supplement which is on my website, and I'm sure you can find it because it originated in Europe. It's called Raupp enzyme, which is a really good digestive. It's a proteolytic enzyme, but that helps lower cholesterol fast. It works really well, and it should also help with digestion for you.
Okay,
I'll write that too on your, once you, so when we hang up, you'll message me because I can't message you. Message me, and then I'll send you kind of the details of what I've said to do.
Okay, okay. Thanks a lot.
Oh, you're welcome so much. So yeah, I think this is a good example of like, there's a couple of tests that I would still do because I feel like you're still in the realm of being able to do this. But also we want to focus on overall health to really help you get to the best place possible so that when you do get pregnant, you can stay pregnant, right? And have a healthy pregnancy.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Okay,
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Okay.
You are so welcome and helpful.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure, and I appreciate all of you guys for coming here and letting me be a part of your journey. So thank you.
Thanks so much.
Sure.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.